Hello everyone, this is Bertina Amy here and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos. And otherwise, welcome back to my channel. I hope you find these videos useful. So from the Dollar Tree, I was really inspired to create my very own DIY makeover on this specific kissing booth. This was inspired by seeing the cute kissing booths with little puppies and the spinning hearts earlier on. I start off by trying to use my permanent markers in black to kind of cover up the edges so that I could avoid any spillage of paint, but then gave up on that idea because the markers weren't doing it justice and were just taking way too long. So I switched over to my folk art chalk black paint and I go to town on the edges. Now I did do my best to try not to get too much spillage onto the other side with the print on it, but I figured, you know, I'm just gonna have to make it work however it happens. And so with the little spillage that did go over, I tried to clear it off with some water from my paint cup, but that actually did help, and it also made part of it look dirty, which then I thought, actually I do want this to look vintage, so I kept going on with it. I certainly didn't want to repaint the whole thing and start all over from scratch, and I wanted to just upgrade it to make it more my style. So even the inside edge of the window also got black paint as well. Now I do realize I could have taken some painter's tape and covered the edges where I didn't want any black paint. However, I don't have any at this given time, and frankly in my past, whenever I would do any kind of projects and try to use any masking tape or painter's tape, I always found a little bit of bleed through. It was never perfect anyways. So I figured rather than tape up all the edges and then make it feel like I did it all for nothing, I was just gonna wing it. So that's also me being a little lazy, I'm gonna add, but at the same time, I'm still gonna make this work and still be happy about it, if that makes sense. So we'll see how that goes. If you decide to recreate this makeover project, feel free to, of course, mask up these edges. So any of the parts that go ahead and get a little bit of paint on them, I just take, again, my paintbrush and dip it into the water cup and just go over the area that got black paint, just so that I can avoid it being painted totally black and covering up the original image. You'll also notice that I didn't end up covering my work surface, and that is because I can't find my purple craft mat that you might have remembered seeing in my previous videos, especially if you've been a subscriber for a while. I have no idea where it might have disappeared to, and so I just decided to sort of wing this as well, figuring any droplets can be quickly picked up with, again, some more water and wiped down, especially with the surface being very glossy. So once all the sides have dried, I go ahead and paint the very bottom edge, and that's because I had a different plan originally for this piece of where it was going to go, and thinking it was going to go ahead and be seen at the bottom, but it turns out that once this whole project was done and all my Valentine's Day projects were completed, at least the ones I'm doing for this week, I realized, you know, it really might not matter, but I don't think it hurts to get it covered anyway, just in case I want it to be repurposed in some other fashion where the bottom might be seen. So just to be on the safe side, I'm painting it anyways. So when I noticed I couldn't get the black ink completely cleaned off of this piece, I decided just to make it done on purpose, and especially this piece, once I picked it up from Dollar Tree, already appeared to be a little dirty anyways. I decided to run with it. Okay, now here comes the fun part. I picked up this pack of glittered hearts of varying sizes in both pink and red, so I thought they would be perfect in upgrading the sad glittered hearts on this kissing booth. At first, I go ahead and grab 3 of each color of a similar size, slightly bigger, and I arrange them in the areas along the booth. I also want to cover up the hole in my chalkboard tag, so I go ahead and grab one of the red hearts and I try to arrange it where I might like it on this chalkboard sign, but I also want as much space as possible to write the dollar sign and the number 1 on it. So I play around with the arrangement, but want to make sure that the hole is completely covered. And once I like the arrangement, I go ahead and glue the heart onto this chalkboard sign. And side note, feel free, if you're going to recreate this DIY makeover project, go ahead and use all the same colored glittered hearts, or as all red or as all pink. I wanted a mix of both, so I try to use an equal amounts of both. Before attaching the chalkboard tag, I go ahead and take my white chalkboard marker or whatever it is. I'm not entirely certain it's a marker, but from the Dollar Tree, this white chalk paint marker or whatever it is, and I go ahead and write a $sign and the number 1 right underneath the red sparkling heart. And I go ahead and do my best to try to remove any of the excess stringy pieces of glue from the hot glue gun. Now, my favorite part of this whole project is the person receiving the kisses at this kissing booth, and I thought it would be super cute to put a toy Stitch at this kissing booth. Yes. Toy Stitch, yes, because he is adorable. And Stitch can be found in the toy section very easily. So I go ahead and pop him on there, and to hide the part where you can kind of see the hot glue where he's attached onto the booth, I go ahead and place my chalk sign a little bit higher so that the heart, glittered heart at the very top, helps to kind of cover it so you don't see it depending on your angle. So I went to a different Dollar Tree today and I found these wooden lips that I thought would be perfect for this project. So I go ahead and pick up a pack, and they come in 3 different colors, just wood, pink, and red. I take the darkest red that I can find and one of the wooden ones, and I glue them with regular Elmer's glue. And at first I was going to go ahead and glue it in the spot where the actual lips are in the corner, but I really didn't like that because it meant that I was going to have to cover it with white paint first and then glue it on top once dried. And then I had this other idea that instead I can cover those lips with one of the glittered hearts and then cover the red glittered heart over the top of the chalkboard sign with these lips instead. So that's what I end up doing. Once those lips were over the glittered heart, I couldn't help but think of the glittered heart as like a glittered tongue, and I just thought it looked perfect the way it was, so I left it like that. I really like the way that this makeover project turned out. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Would you also make one? If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe for more, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.